my name's Liz, I'm the baker that sews. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you are a subscriber. As always, it's really lovely to have you here as I share my sewing journey. So I am back today with one of my Wednesday vlogs. So I always try and publish videos on a Sunday and a Wednesday. And today's video is going to be a fabric and pattern haul, and I've also got a sewing subscription box. Well, it's not really a subscription box because you just buy it. They're sort of seasonal sewing boxes, so I've got that to share with you as well. Before I dive into all the fabrics that I've got to share with you, I'll let you know what I'm wearing. And this is a really new make. I don't think I've shared this yet. In fact, I definitely haven't shared this yet. I made this last week, just before I went back to work, after the Christmas break. And this gorgeous stork fabric is from New Craft House. I don't know if they've got any left. If they have, I'll link it down below. But it's a fleece back sweatshirting fabric. It is so cozy and snuggly. And the pattern that I've used is the Faye Studio Jepson Wow jumper pattern, which I absolutely love. I've made a couple of these jumpers. It's got a dropped shoulder feature, and then it's got this gorgeous, oh, my ruffle's sticking up. It's got this gorgeous ruffle detail on the dropped shoulder. Cuffs, you've got the neckband, and then it's got a band on the bottom. I tend to just pull it up like this, and I've got it on with my Persephone pants made in this choco denim that I got from Felicity Fabrics, which I love. I wear these all the time. I've got plans this year to sew up another pair, well, at least one other pair. I've got a couple of pieces of denim in my stash, and I just live in these jeans at the moment, so I definitely need a couple more pairs. So that's what I'm wearing today. I have got a bumper selection of fabrics. Just before I dive into those fabrics, 2023 is the year of trying to really limit the amount of fabric that I buy. So I'm currently on a fabric ban. Over Christmas, I got the app, which is called Stash Hub, which I know loads of people have got. It's an app designed to help you sort of keep track of your fabrics and your patterns. So you can log all of your fabrics on there, you can log all of your patterns, you can plan projects that are coming up. So I started doing that on there, and I've really enjoyed using the app. So I've put almost all of my fabrics on there, and I'm just starting to go through the mammoth task of adding all of the patterns that I've got. So these are all of my patterns behind me. Then I've also got patterns in these drawers just behind me. And then in my sewing space, I've also got 2 boxes of patterns. I have got so many patterns, it's been impossible to keep tabs on. So I've been slowly adding them to Stash Hub too. And in doing so, I've just been made, well, I knew it anyway, because I've got these drawers behind me that are full of fabric, but I've just been more aware of how much fabric I've actually got. It's, yeah, it's quite amazing actually how much fabric I've got in my stash. So I really don't need to be adding any more fabrics. So 2023 is the year where I'm not going to be buying as much fabric. I'm still going to keep subscribed to the Sew Hayley Jane boxes. So that means I'll get 1 piece of fabric a month. And then when things like my birthday pop up or anything like that, I'm going to be asking for fabric. So the fabric that I'm showing in this video, although this video is going live in 2023, I bought these fabrics at the end of 2022 when some of these shops had some sales on. So I've got ideas for most of the fabrics that I'm going to share with you today, but I haven't got ideas for all of them. And they are fabrics that I have been looking at for a while, particularly the cotton fabrics that I'm going to share with you, and I've got firm plans for those. So let's start with those fabrics. 3 cotton poplin fabrics that I got from Fleur, which is one of my favourite shops to buy fabric from. They're all super cute fabrics. The first one I'll start with is a cotton poplin. It's described as a quilting cotton actually, and it's got carrots all over it. And I've made a skirt for my daughter using this fabric, because I bought this originally, wanted to turn it into a dress for myself, but then my daughter saw it, and it's so cute. I just love all the different types of carrots, and they've all got little faces. I bought myself 1.5 meters of this fabric. It is quite a lightweight quilting cotton. If I open it up, it is quite a lightweight quilting cotton, and I'm going to use this to sew up the free skirt pattern, the flat fronted skirt by Alice Irvine, so I can match Lola. And then I got myself this super cute, I think they're beetroots. Somebody commented when I shared this fabric and said, are they radishes? I don't know if they're radishes or if they're beetroot, but they're super cute. And I love the colours together, like that that green and then that sort of purpley pink. I think it's super cute. And again, they're really cute. They've got little faces on, and I could see these really adding to my work wardrobe. I think the children would love to see me wearing things made out of the cute Happy Veg fabric. So again, this is a quilting cotton, but it is quite lightweight, and I got 1.5 meters of this fabric as well, and this is also going to be turned into a flat fronted skirt, and then I can just wear it with a jumper or a t-shirt tucked in, and I think they'll be really cute to wear to work. And then this one, I couldn't resist it. I just thought it was super cute. And I have got enough of this to turn it into my favourite dress pattern, which is the Deer and Doe Myosotis. I'll either turn it into that, or I might turn it into the Tilly and the Buttons Lyra shirt dress, because that's another firm favourite of mine. So it's a quilting cotton again, same sort of drape as the other fabrics. If I show you, not a huge amount. It is quite a lightweight quilting cotton. And it's got all these like pin cushion heads all over it, which I think is really cute. And then it's also got all like buttons and things. So this is destined to become a shirt dress of some sort. So either the Myosotis or the Lyra. And I've got enough of this fabric to turn it into either of those patterns. I've been umming and ahhing about getting this fabric in particular for ages, because I just think it's really cute. So I'm really glad that I got the all three of those fabrics, and they did have a sale on over Christmas, which is why I got those fabrics. Next, I'm going to share with you the fabrics that I bought from Rainbow Fabrics. They had a massive sale on over Christmas. I haven't bought a huge amount of fabric from them for ages, but they had something like 50% off. And I was looking for some fabric mainly for my husband, but whilst they had 50% off, I thought I might as well get some fabrics for myself as well. And I've got a couple of coat plans for this year, because I've got a couple of coat patterns that I bought years ago from Sew Over It that I've wanted to have a go at sewing up this year. So that's what I've got planned for a couple of these pieces of fabric. So I've got the list in front of me of the fabrics that I got from them, and if they have any of these fabrics in stock, then I will link them down below. But the first one is described as an aqua blue Melton wool. It's a really gorgeous shade, almost a little bit sort of like ice blue. It's such a beautiful colour. It's quite a thin wool, as it's a Melton wool. It is quite a thin wool, but I think it'll make a really lovely coat. And I've got 3 meters of this, so I've got plenty to turn it into some kind of coat. I'm not sure what pattern I'm going to go for yet, but I've got a couple of Sew Over It patterns. So I've sewn up the Sew Over It cocoon coat before, and I really love that coat. I've sewn it in like a green wool that I got from Fabric Godmother, and I love that coat. I've worn it absolutely loads. So I could use that pattern, but then I've got the Chloe coat pattern from Sew Over It, and I've also got the I think it's called the 1960s coat from Sew Over It as well. So I'm looking at using one of those patterns, but I just really loved the colour of this. I just think it's such a beautiful colour. So that will be a project that happens later on. I'm not quite sure when I'll get that sewn up this year, but it's definitely a plan for this year. And then the next one I got is this gorgeous mustard spotted Italian wool mix, and it's really beautiful. It's got, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but there's some really beautiful flecks of colour. It's probably not going to pick it up, but there's some red flecks and there's some orange flecks and just some lighter sort of mustard flecks in there as well. This is quite a drapey wool fabric, and it is quite thick fabric actually. I'll just see if I can open it up for you. There is quite a bit of drape to that. And again, this is going to be turned into some kind of coat. I'm not decided on what coat pattern to use yet, but I really love that colour, really love mustard. And those flecks just add a little bit of detail to it as well. I don't know if that's going to show up. So that was the next fabric that I got from them. And then I've got 3 meters of this fabric. It's called Dark Navy Fade Cotton Velour Sweatshirting, because I'm going to make my husband a loungewear set. So I made him one a couple of years ago in this leopard print velour, and he's been asking for ages for me to make him another one. Navy's his favourite colour, so when I saw this on the Rainbow Fabrics website, I thought this would be absolutely perfect to turn into a sweatshirt and some joggers for him. I'm probably going to use the, what is it, I Am Patterns a Pollen sweatshirt for him for the top, and then for the bottoms I'll probably sew up the men's Hudson pants, because I've used those for him before and he really likes the fit of those. So it's just a navy velour, so it's got this really gorgeous almost like velvety texture to it. It's really stretchy and it feels quite thick and really cozy. So I think it's going to really work well for sort of loungewear. And I've got 3 meters of that, so I've got plenty to turn into a jumper and some joggers for him. And he's very excited about that. So the next fabric that I've got, I've chosen for myself. I don't know what I'm going to turn it into yet, but I couldn't resist the geometric print and also the green on the fabric. So it's described as a sea green geometric viscose challis, and I've got 3 meters of this fabric. Absolutely beautiful. I love this colour, and it's on like a cream background, but I just love that green. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I could see this working really well as either a dress or some palazzo style pants for like the spring summer, or a really lovely like swishy pair of culottes. The only thing is it's on a cream background, so I don't know if culottes would work because I was worried about my underwear being seen through it. I mean, it's not see-through, but it is quite a lightweight fabric, so I don't know if culottes would work. But this is going to go in my stash and I'm going to have a little think about it. But if anyone's got any suggestions for this, it's got an absolutely gorgeous amount of drape. It's so beautiful. And I just really love that pattern and also that colour. So please let me know if you've got any suggestions for that fabric. But that's just going to go in my stash for now. I'm going to add it to Stash Hub. And then just have a little think about what would be the perfect garment to use this fabric for. And I've got 3 meters of it, and it is quite a wide fabric. It's definitely over 150 centimeters wide, so I need to have a little think about that. Holding it up and seeing it drape makes me think it should become a dress, and a dress pattern that I've had in my stash for ages, and I talked about using this dress pattern ages ago, was the Deer and Doe Magnolia dress or the Rita shirt dress, and this might work for either of those patterns, so that could be a possibility. But I couldn't resist that because of that colour. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then the next fabric I wanted to share with you is a polka dot fabric. It's on a white background and it's called Black Mono Large Dot White Viscose Jersey. And I bought this fabric because I sewed up the Deer and Doe Orage dress over Christmas in this beautiful velvet, embroidered velvet fabric that I got from Fabric Godmother. And it's got to be up there as one of my favourite dresses that I've ever made. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the fabric, and I also really love the fit and the style of the dress on me. So naturally, when I love sewing something up, I want to then make another one. So I ordered this fabric thinking that I would be able to use it to sew up the Deer and Doe Orage dress. I'm a little bit worried that it might be too drapey. We'll see. It is very lightweight, so it might actually not work for that pattern, but I'm going to see. Otherwise, I can just use it for a different pattern. But it's got quite large scale polka dots all over it, white background, and it is actually really quite drapey, which is why I think it might not work for that pattern. But I'll have a little think. I really love that pattern. It's got this gorgeous detail on the bodice where you can have like this little cutout detail. And then it's also got a really beautiful skirt where it, from memory, I think it either goes up at the side and drops at the front and back, or it goes up at the front and back and drops at the sides. I can't remember which way around. But I was hoping that this fabric would work for the Orage dress. Now, I couldn't resist the polka dot. I don't have a huge amount of polka dot in my stash or in my wardrobe. And I just thought it'd be a really fun fabric to work with. And then the next fabric, I've got this as a lining for one of the coats that I'm going to be sewing up. And it is described as a green soft satin crepe. I only got 2 meters of this fabric. So I was thinking I might use it as a lining. I've got a blazer that I want to sew up. I'm using the Friday Pattern Company Heather blazer, and it's a wool fabric that was one of my Make 9 fabrics last year. And I thought this green would make a really fun pop of colour on the inside of the blazer. So I might use it as a lining. I love that shimmer and shine on that fabric. It's gorgeous. And I've talked about this loads and loads and loads, but green is my favourite colour. So I couldn't resist this. If I don't end up using it as a lining, because I've also got like a gold satin fabric that I might use as the lining. It depends on whether I want to have that pop of colour against the fabric. So if I don't use it for that, then I'm going to use it to twirl the Friday Pattern Company saltwater slip, because I've got a couple of satin fabrics in my stash that I want to use for the saltwater slip, but I want to twirl it first to check the fit across my bust. So a couple of ideas for that fabric. But yeah, I just love the colour, and I love that sheen that you've got on the fabric as well. So that satin fabric was the final fabric that I bought from Rainbow Fabrics. And then I said that I had a couple of patterns that I wanted to talk to you about. So the first pattern I wanted to share with you, it's not a new pattern, but it's a new pattern to me, and it's a pattern that I've bought because I'm going to be using it to make a blog post which will be coming out towards the end of January for Backstitch. I am a Backstitch ambassador, so this will be my second blog post for them. I've bought the pattern myself, but the fabric they have given to me, I got a gift voucher to spend on fabric. And what I'm going to be doing is using this pattern, which is the Arlo Track Jacket by Friday Pattern Company. And then I'm going to be using some joggers to do a sort of a hoodie and joggers kind of combination. And I'll be writing about my experience with sewing up the joggers and also sewing this up. So it's a unisex pattern, which I really love because it means I can sew it up for all of my family. It's called the Arlo Track Jacket. It's the perfect lightweight layer. It features a sport collar, interesting seam lines and comfortable front pockets. It's fitted without being tight and comes with 3 length options. It's the type of zip up you can wear on its own in fall and under a warm coat in winter. It's a unisex pattern and looks great on all gender expressions. The pattern's described as intermediate, but it is achievable by a confident beginner. And then you also need a separating zipper, so a 22-inch separating zipper, which I've ordered. In terms of sizes, it comes in extra small and goes up to 7X, and then these are the line drawings. So I'm really looking forward to giving this a try. I think you can have so much fun with like colour blocking because it's got so many different pattern pieces. I think you could have a lot of fun with using different colours. So I'm looking forward to giving that jacket a try. And once I've tried it for myself, my husband has already put in orders for a jacket for himself. And I'm sure Ruby and Lola will end up wanting a jacket as well. And then the next pattern, I have seen so many beautiful versions over on Instagram of testers of this pattern. And it's a pattern by the Dressmaker's Closet, and it's the Nell t-shirt dress, which is this one here. I've seen so many gorgeous versions of the maxi dress. Now, I think this pattern is such great value for money because you get so many different variations. So you can sew up the maxi dress, which is what I want to sew up. I've got some leopard print cotton jersey that I'm going to use. But then you can also sew it up as a t-shirt. And then you've also got all these different lengths of tops as well. And it's got puff sleeve, which I just love a puff sleeve. I just think you get so many different variations that you can sew up. It comes in sizes 6 to 22. And like I said, 3 length options and a t-shirt. In terms of suggested fabrics, they recommend stretch knit fabrics. With at least 30% stretch horizontally and 35% stretch vertically. Suggested fabrics are cotton jerseys, viscose jerseys, bamboo jerseys, and medium weight knits like French terry and scuba as well. So I have got plans to sew up this version, which the lovely Jane is wearing on the front. I love the look of that. I love that really cute puff detail. And I think, again, you can have lots and lots of fun with using contrasting colours for like this ruffle on the bottom, and you can use contrast for the cuff and also for the neckband. So I've got a leopard print, pastel leopard print cotton jersey fabric that I'm going to use to sew up this version. But then I think the t-shirt version is also a really cute little t-shirt, and I think the puff sleeve just adds a really lovely detail to a really simple pattern. So I'm looking forward to giving that a try as well. And then the final pattern is something new to me. Now, I've kind of dipped my toe in the world of quilting, but I've never really followed any rules with quilting. I've tended to go about it using scraps that I've got in my scrap stash, where I've just kind of pieced them together and kind of, you know, no rule. I haven't really followed any rules. So Kokowara Crafts have got a really simple, basic quilting pattern, and I've just bought it because I want to have a go at trying making a quilt. And it's a quilt that I want to go on the end of my bed. And then once I've had a go at doing that, there's like a teardrop or dewdrop described quilt, which is aimed at intermediates. And then I want to have a go at sewing that as well. The quilting pattern by Kokowara Crafts, the basic one, I'll put an image in now of what it looks like. It's just got stripes that go across. And I think that would be a really great way of using up some of the scraps that I've got in my scrap box. My scrap box is overflowing again. So I'm looking forward to giving that a try. And then, like I said, once I've done that, and if I feel confident enough, then I'll go on to the next quilt pattern that Anna's got, because it's the next one up is described as an intermediate quilting pattern. So I want to try the simple one first, and then I'll have a go at doing that. So that was all the patterns and all the fabrics I wanted to share with you. And then I said that I would share with you the seasonal sewing project box. And it is a sewing box that has come from Hey Sew Sister. So I ordered their, I think it was their, was it described as their, I think it was described as their autumn box, but then they ended up having lots of different delays and things. And it coincided with their birthday celebrations. And I was really, really excited about this box arriving. And it arrived over Christmas. And the fabric is absolutely gorgeous, and you can actually buy the fabric. It's on their website if you want to. So I'll start with the fabric. Here it is. It's this absolutely beautiful cotton fabric that's got all these gorgeous pastel-y coloured flowers all over it, and I'm really looking forward to using that to sew up the pattern that came in the box. And the pattern that came in the box is the, I don't know how to say the name, Birgitta Helmerson Zero Waist Tier Dress. Which just looks like an absolutely gorgeous dress, and I'm really looking forward to using this pattern to sew up, this absolutely beautiful fabric. I'm really, really excited about that. You also get a little note that comes in it. So it was their second birthday edition of the seasonal project box. And it says, the theme for the box is using colour to bring extra joy into your life, especially during the darker months of the year. So the fabric is called Joy, and it's digitally printed onto a high thread count cotton poplin. The dark background of the fabric makes it an easy style for autumn winter, but the colourful flowers ensure that it's not lacking in fun. And I really love the fact that it's on a dark background, because it makes those flowers really pop. I think it's such a beautiful fabric, so I'm really excited about turning it into a dress. We've got 3 meters of the fabric, which is enough to make any views of the included pattern. And then the pattern that's been included is the zero waist tier dress. So the zero waist tier dress features options for shorter or longer dress lengths and straps or puff sleeves. I'm definitely going to go with puff sleeves. I'm really excited about that. And then you also get thread, elastic and bias binding to help you make your tier dress. And then for the special gifts, we've got a couple of exclusive goodies which we were the first to get hold of. So we get this gorgeous cotton drawstring bag, and it's got this really fun print on the front of it, which is like a tarot inspired print. And then we also had some Joy labels as well. So I haven't actually opened these labels yet, because I got it over Christmas, and then Christmas was just pretty busy. So the labels say "You're doing great," and they also say "snazzy," which I love, and then they also say "hello," which is a really cute one as well. And I think you can buy the labels as well as the fabric over on the Hey Sew Sister website, and I think you can also buy the drawstring bag. So I'm really excited about getting stuck into that project. I think that's going to be something that I sew up in a couple of weeks, because I've got quite a lot of projects on the go at the moment. But I've bought a couple of the Hey Sew Sister. How many have I bought? Maybe this is the second one that I've bought of the seasonal sewing box. The first seasonal sewing box I bought was the, oh, what's the hoodie called? I can't remember the name of the hoodie. But there was a hoodie pattern, and you got this gorgeous sweatshirting fabric. And I actually sewed that up. I think I sewed that up last month. So I'm really excited about getting this box sewn up, getting that gorgeous fabric turned into that zero waist tier dress. And I'm definitely going to go for those puff sleeves. So that was everything I wanted to share with you today in my fabric and pattern haul vlog. Do let me know if you've got any ideas for any of the fabrics that I've shared with you today. And do let me know if you've sewn up any of the patterns. If you've got any top tips for me, I'd really appreciate it. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd really love it if you could hit that subscribe button. You'll get notified of when I bring out my next video, and you won't miss any of my videos that come out in the future. Thank you as always for watching. Take care, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.